It is Wednesday, July 26th. See, the mic is working. Yep, good. Good stuff. We got FOMC day today. Jerome Powell will be speaking at 2:30. Gonna have the rate decision where the Fed is expected to raise by another 25 basis points and a 1% chance that they could raise 50 basis points. So basically, 25 basis points is in the bag, likely. What they're going to do today. And then the real volatility usually comes around what Jerome Powell has to say at 2:30, and then the Q&A at the end of his press conference. So be ready for some volatility around 3 o'clock. Also have a bunch of earnings that are coming out. Last couple of days we've had, or I guess yesterday, we had Google reporting earnings. Ended up going up to 130 from 123 at close yesterday. So nice little pop. I had some calls. Did not hang on to those because I ended up exiting first thing in the morning yesterday at 123. Could have held for about 100% profit, but I did take a Snapchat trade, puts, assuming this one would fall at least below 12. Well below that now at 10.25. So those options will be in the money for about a 75% gain this morning. And let's see, I think Microsoft reported as well. This one ended up dropping, but recovering some of the losses this morning after falling through from 351 at close to 335 and back up to 341. Three names that I'm going to be watching. Meta's going to be reporting today after hours. I'm not going to take an earnings trade for it, but I am thinking about taking a day trade. Amazon, thinking about taking a day trade. That one ended up dropping overnight. Not an earnings drop, but some news about Dish ended up bringing their stock down from 130 almost 129 to 126 right now. So finding some support in the previous lows from the month. So I might take a long position there. And then NVIDIA, this one's trading right at 460, and I think this one could actually break through the 460 level today. Looking at the open interest, there's actually a decent amount of 465 calls. So I think we might actually get the push above 460 today for NVIDIA. But yeah, those are the three trades I'm looking for. And then obviously taking profit on Snapchat. And that'll be it. Have I sold the snap put? No, I have not. Not yet. Not yet. All right, let's pull up the 5-minute charts for these. So I'll probably want to set my stop loss for the bottom end of this range for the calls on NVIDIA at 459.35, which is $1.35 lower. Take profits above, looks like 463.20 or more, which is $2.60 higher. So good risk reward there. $1.30 loss or 260, so that's about a 2-1 risk reward. Let's check out Meta's not quite where I like it for taking the short position yet, so we'll have to wait on that one. And then Amazon is almost at our level, 126.63, 126.45 is the top of the range, and then 125.90 would be the bottom end. So about 70 cents, 60 cents of downside. No upside target for this one. All right, there goes Google. Obviously above 125 at 130 right now. Amazon bouncing first thing. NVIDIA pulling back out of the range. All right, my Snapchat put currently up by 74, 66%, paid 111 for it, currently trading for 172. All right, here goes this NVIDIA trade. Again, we want to cut losses below 459.30. Currently trading just a little bit above that, so we are taking on some risk here. But let's go with a 475 call, maybe. Oh, looks like we just crossed below that mark. All right. Meta's pulling back, so it looks like everything's pulling back so far right now. Besides Amazon, that one actually popped out into the upside. All right, let's check out the $10 put or the $12 puts that I bought for Snap. Going for 184, ended up going to 216. I'm not sure who paid that much for a $12 put, but getting close to 10 for Snap. There's hardly any extrinsic value since it's so deep in the money. Looks like Nvidia pulled all the way back to 455. So yeah, that trade definitely not gonna work out for calls today. It should be worth at least 186 in intrinsic value. Looks like I just let it go at 191. All right. So yeah, it looks like Nvidia pulled back first thing. Amazon shot up first thing, so missed those two for now. Hopefully they do end up coming back to the ranges. I don't think Nvidia's going to do that though. That was a pretty quick drop, 460 to 454. And then Meta pulling back, very similar from 301. Not even getting close to the range that I wanted. Why don't I trade on options for SPY or Qs? They just don't see the same volatility as the individual names, so not a big fan of trading them. Like you'll get maybe like 0.5%, 1% a day, which just isn't enough if you're trading shorter dated options. If you're trading longer dated options like 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, then it can work, but markets change so quickly these days. Each day is something different, so it's hard to really guess in that longer, 3, 4, 5 week time frame. Do I think Tesla is going to drop some more? I think that Tesla's probably going to go into this one. I would take like a longer dated trade. I was thinking about doing it yesterday, but I didn't execute. But my guess is this is probably going to come back into the low 250s, so under 255. And I would give that probably 2-3 weeks until expiration. They're really discounting those snap puts. You could literally get more intrinsic value out of it than you can sell them for right now. check in on the other names since these aren't close to our ranges. Google pulling back first thing, a little bit from 130 to 129. Meta currently trading at 297, steep drop from 301. Apple pulling back just above 194 again. Every time that this is going above 194, seems to want to pull back. Nvidia dropping like a stone from 461 to 452. Tesla doesn't have a zone up there. Netflix had a zone that I missed. But that one I would have thought would have gone to the upside based on where I'm seeing the options. At the 425 strike price, let's see. I guess there's actually more puts here to keep it going down. And then Microsoft pulling back as well, down almost 4% today, 3.7. So not seeing any opportunities on the table for now. We'll just give it some time. That's a pretty wide area that I've got for Meta. I don't know if I want to take a trade with that big of a area. Let's see though. Hopefully we get a pullback on Amazon with everything else coming down. That will help us get in a call for Amazon. We'll put it on the bottom so we can make sure to watch out for it. Went as high as 127. We want to buy it under 126.50, so I think we'll just go with the 127 call. Currently going for 188. And we'll replace the Google call that we had before. All right, these were as low as 156, currently trading at 190. Ideally, we want to see this about $1 cheaper than where it's trading right now, and the delta for this option is going to be 52. Okay, so currently trading at 197, subtract 52. We'll call it 50. Should buy these at about 147. So I'm going to place a limit order for 147. Obviously pretty far from the price that I need it, but we'll keep a close eye. 147 for 2. Okay, make sure we got everything correct. All right. Sent that order in the queue. Okay. All right, we're seeing Apple at 194 again here. So we could get a short opportunity. This one I would want to extend the expiration date for next week for the earnings report. Looking at the 190 puts would be my choice. Currently going for 220, up from 201 at the lowest point yesterday. And we wanted about 75 cents higher with a delta of 33.75. 33 would be 25 cents cheaper when it's trading at 219 right now. So we want to buy this 219 minus 25 at about 195. All right. 2 orders in. It's nice that they have that kind of lined up right here to where Apple should be trading at the point of entry. Amazon, it was a 127 call expiring 7/28, so this Friday. But it's way, way lower. Orders in at 147 and it's trading for 221, so no chance of getting filled anytime soon. Netflix is really losing it this morning, down to 420. Again, lots of put options this morning. From the open interest, let's see, for this week's expiration, 425s down to 420 were popular. Even all the way down to 415. So we could still see some more downside for Netflix here. Still far away from 415. Tesla just turned around. Let's check. 265 right now. Running into this resistance from before, which was almost yesterday's close. Not seeing any strong resistance from the past few days of trading. Until we go back here from 710 about 2 weeks ago. That was one of the lows, and then we would probably want to cut losses at about 268, it looks like 267.50 maybe. Okay. Stop loss would be a lot higher, which is a bit concerning. Ideally, we want to open this above 266. And it went as low as 262 this morning. If we go with a 260 puts, they're going for 240. we still needed about $1.50 higher than where it's trading right now. Delta for this put is gonna be -32, so we wanted about 45 cents cheaper. All right, I'm gonna cancel the order for the Amazon trade. That doesn't look like it's likely to get filled anytime soon. And we're getting close to 256 now for Tesla. All right, these are trading for 200. Stop loss would be about $1.50 away. Again, -30 delta-ish. We'll put these 45 cents cheaper. We would want stop loss at about 165. Currently trading for 195. These went as high as 350. Going for 195 right now. Got him at 196 there. Again, we want our stop loss to be about 145. So we'll keep an eye here on the bid. Ideally, we want to see this below 264.50. About $1 away there. It's supposed to be below, at or below 264.50, not above. Snap cash secure puts sweating at the $10 strike price. Yeah, that was a pretty steep drop. Pretty steep overnight drop from earnings. Why don't I use spreads versus calls and puts? Spreads just don't have as much delta to them. All right, these are going for 207 now, so up a little bit. $20 so far on the trade. RSI is getting overextended at 70 right now, so it does look a little bit more bullish. come to the Fed live. Yeah, that'll be at 2:30. Should be streaming that later on today. All right, 266.50. So we're getting close to our stop out. Again, at 267, it was 267.50. Those Apple 190 puts still not getting close to fill. Trading at 225. Limit orders in at 195. Looks like we're seeing most of the big tech names down today, but seeing some green from Tesla and Meta. Obviously Google with a good earnings report yesterday, above 130. So we'll see if Tesla ends up getting rejected in this range that we've got, or if it keeps on headed to the upside. Still about $1 away from the stop loss. Trading at 180 for the moment. I think we'll open just one more. 176. There we go. Opened another Tesla 260 put at 176. Currently at 182. So now we got 3 of these options. 2 at 196, 1 at 176. $568 over 3, so 189 average entry. Google for the long term, a month out. I think that Google, like long term, if you're talking like years out, I think that Google is a good play. A month out, I would say you're probably a little bit late on it just because of the earnings run up. All right, nice little drop for Tesla there to 66.20. So now we might want to cut or take profits in the middle of our range, which should put this at about 265.60 ish. Trading for 199, 202, about 20 cents off. As volatile as Tesla is, probably should have taken profit there. $0.20 is like a small sneeze for Tesla stock. Still about $1 out from our stop loss. Delta's 27 now, which would put these roughly at 150? All right, looks like we're closing in our stop. Yep. Just missed that. All right, sold those out. Look like 162. Cut losses on the Tesla 260 put at 162. Let me double check that order. Because I'm not sure if that was the actual fill price. Yeah, 162 price. Fed meeting until 2:30. Yeah. Of course, we're trading right at the top of that range for this minute. Tempting for a re-enter. $266, we would want it below. Trading at 267 right now. So you'd want to cut losses at 268 or above. All right, we'll get two more. $167. 167, sorry. Microsoft call with expiration for September 15th. Well, if earnings was an overreaction, you might get a recovery for the name. But yeah, now we want to see Tesla under 266 or above 268. And this range is from 264.50 to 267.50, so $3. 267.50 minus 150 would be 266. So yeah, right in the middle will be 266. We got him at 167, going for 180 at the moment. It's a nice little $30 profit so far. Just need to drop about 50, 60 cents. It does seem to be a nice rejection off the top of that range too, which I'm liking. Just needs to follow through back to 266 here. Let's see, that low came in just now at 2. No, that's not right. 266.26, so about 30 cents off. Continuous volume going into Tesla, which is good. Just needed to find some direction. we go. Nice little flush down. Contract's going for 185. So close to that 266 mark, but not quite there. There we go. They're floating that bid around from 182 to 187. Take profit on one of these since we're close to our mark, and then hold the other. That was closed at 182. Closed one. Tesla put at 182. Lots of volatility at that 266 level here. Long volatility plays. It depends on the stock. So for something like Snapchat, I ended up buying a put at the $12 strike price, and my assumption was that it would drop I think like 12% based on my break even. Usually Snapchat ends up moving anywhere between like 15 and 30% on the earnings report for the past few reports. So if you see a huge discrepancy like that, or there's, an average bigger move of, 5% or more, then yeah, I think that long volatility is good. But if it's something like Microsoft, where the move is maybe, 2-4% on our earnings report, it's usually not much, then I don't think that you should be long volatility. For Google, I was bullish on, but I ended up taking profit before. That one would have worked out really well, and it moved more than I expected. I think it moved, it's up 6%. My assumption was that it would be at 127 or above, so that one was about 2% more. So if you're expecting more volatility than a usual earnings report, then I think long volatility is fine, depending on which direction you want to go. But for right now, like Meta, I think volatility could be overstated because Meta is a very volatile one on the earnings reports. They always gap up or gap down significantly. So volatility for Meta earnings could be overstated, and it might not move as much, so I wouldn't want to be long volatility for Meta myself. All right, Tesla trading at 265, 265.70. Lots of jumping around at that 266 mark. This contracts went as high as 197, 198. And it'll looks like it might be finding a bottom at 266 here. Oh, selling before earnings to take advantage of implied volatility going up. Yeah, that's another way you could play it. What I would probably prefer for that, though, would be something like a double diagonal. So that way you can make money either way. If a stock is dropping or going up before the earnings report, so you don't have to guess the direction right. And as implied volatility expands going into the earnings report, you'll make even more money. Although you do have to put a couple pins as to where the stock could be before the earnings report, so that can be a little bit tricky. But the volatility expansion, it's kind of like doing an iron condor, but it actually feeds on implied volatility going up. So between the strike price, even if you have the rise in implied volatility, you should still make money with a double diagonal. All right, looks like these are dropping back. Tesla going back up to 266.50. Yeah, the best way to trade no directional bias would be with a double diagonal before the earnings reports to capitalize on implied volatility. Looks like they're swinging Tesla back and forth right now. A little bit more downside momentum the past 15-20 minutes. But not far enough under 266 to get us going, I don't think. Alright, let's check through the other names, see if we have anything good. Tesla's still in the range. Apple's over 194. So we're getting close to our entry for that put for a couple weeks out. Amazon's still far away from either side. And Microsoft pulling back from that resistance at 341.50, 342. So I think Tesla's the only opportunity that I'm seeing in the market right now. Alright, getting back to 267 again here. Close to the tops. Alright, contracts are going for 158, 159. Got another one at 159. Getting close to the highs here. Still about 70 cents off our stop loss. These are losing a little bit of time value with this back and forth between 156 to 157. Or, sorry, 266 to 267. Getting rejected right at 268. Can't quite manage it. 270 calls looking fire, yeah. With that pop to 268, should be doing pretty well. Let's see, the first one I opened at 167, second one was 159. 167, 326 for 2. 163 average entry. Currently trading for 150. Alright, back to break even for these contracts. Tesla back down to 267, finding some support just under at 266.84. So yeah, like 20 cents lower, it seems to be where Tesla wants to gain support or resistance levels. Alright. Oh man. They filled me at 149 for that. I wanted 146. Did not spell that right. Right back to that 268 level. Getting rejected on it. So now we got 3 contracts, one at 149, one at 159, one at 167, 475 for 3. Average entry now at 158, I guess. Let's see. Previously 163. currently watching Tesla right now. Green light on my chart for Apple down here. This is a limit order that I have for a 190 put for Tesla, or Apple. Sorry. All right, there's a drop to 267. Red or break even. Under 267 now. That low very similar to the previous low, about 20 cents lower. Actually, that one was 10 cents. 260, 690. There we go with the follow through. Not actually moving the contract price though. Not a lot of volume coming into it either. Even with that $1.20 drop. Ideally, we want to see this back to 266, but still pretty far off of that. That candle went all the way down to 266.60. So it actually has some momentum to the downside. Starting out. Those Apple calls almost getting into our buying range at 195, currently at 204. Volume is still pretty high for Tesla, which is good. Still should get some momentum instead of trading flat. Let's see where Apple's trading at 194.10 almost. Almost putting these contracts at a buy. looks like we're about to get filled for that Apple contract. Limit orders in at 195. The ask right now is 196. And just got filled for it. $269 for Tesla today. Well, right now we're getting rejected at 268, and it seems like it's starting to come down, but just haven't formed any momentum to the downside yet. So let's see if the 270 calls. I'm sure the 270 calls are pretty popular today, just because we're so close. Let's check the volume on it. Actually, not as much volume. Oh yeah, the calls have 36,000 in volume, 22,000 open interest. So lots of people going for that 270 strike price. Past that, they're not nearly as aggressive. So 270 could be a pivot point for Tesla today if it does manage to get up there. So it could hit 269, but I don't think that it'll follow through with a 270 level. Those Apple contracts up just a tad. Looks like Apple might be pulling back from the level that we want at the entry, which is good. Tesla's still trying to head higher here. Contracts are again 10 cents cheaper. We've already got 3 of them for, what was it, 158. So even if we add another, we're not going to bring down our average cost by much, I don't think. So we'll just keep on holding until when and if it goes over 268. Or under 266 would be ideal to take profit on it. It's got about $1 in either direction. Let's check the delta for the options. Looks like it's dropped to 24. So these would either go for, let's see, about 175 each or 125. And that's also based on no time decay, though, which they could lose some time value with this flat trading action at the 267 level. $270 call chart, yeah, I'll add that. Bottom right. Currently going for 300 and 310 bid ask spread. Apple's pulling back from that 194.40 mark. Right where we open that call, which is good. Or where we open the put, 190 put. That one I don't think is going to be a day trade. It could end up being one if we get a decent move for it. But if we want to make that into a day trade, I would probably want to see... Let's check the hourly chart for any potential take profits, maybe 192.50 or below. And that's like $2 lower than we're trading now. So 2% you'd have to see in downside. Pretty unlikely unless the FOMC event is super volatile to the downside. Tesla right under 267 now. So to me, kind of seems like we've formed a peak here. Still want to see lower lows under 266.60 before we call it though. Apple coming back up too. nice to see 264 by the end of the day. For another $2 of downside, that would put these contracts 50 cents higher, or 100 cents higher, I guess, total delta, which would put them at about 260. The highest they went today was 350 when we were trading at the lows at 262. But right now, Tesla kind of looks like it's just wasting some time. Again, that 267 level has been pretty sticky. Could Apple see 200 for FOMC? I would think that Apple would probably want to wait until after earnings to see 200 plus. That would be my guess. I think that if you send it over 200 before earnings, then you're taking on a lot of risk. Not to say that it can't get there and people can't take on that kind of risk, but I think that would be a little bit too high ahead of next week's earnings. And these contracts are just going back and forth too. With Tesla trading as flat as it's been, highs at 167, lows in at 140, currently going for 164. But now we got a new low for it, under 266.60 down to 266.30 now. Still want to see it about 30 cents lower, but Tesla does move pretty quickly, so we might not be able to wait. With as jumpy as Tesla stock likes to be. Take profits on 2 of them instead of all 3. 173 was my close. Yep. Took profits on 2 Tesla. 260 puts at 173. We'll hold that last one to see if we fall through 266 here. So close, but so far from it. Literally 10 cents away. All right. There we go with that 266 level. Following through with it. Those contracts went for 179 before that pullback. All right. I think we'll sell them at 177. Okay. $178. Oh, I only have one position. Okay. There we go. Filled at 178. Yeah. Microsoft, I don't think Microsoft really came down as much as I probably would have expected, but Google definitely saw the rise. I wanted to buy the 124 calls right before the close. Let's check on those pricing. 124 calls well deep in the money. They were trading, I think, at 300 right before close. Currently going 575. So yeah, that would have been a beautiful trade to take on right before earnings. I ended up taking profit on a 125 call just because I didn't really expect that much volatility to the upside. First thing in the morning, I think, when Google was at 123, which it just kept getting rejected by for the last couple of days. So to me, it made more sense to take profit before earnings, but yeah, that one definitely rose more than I would have expected. My guess was like 3, 4, 5%, but currently up 6% this morning. But yeah, still watching those Apple puts. Might want to re-enter another one. Let's see. I chose the 190 strike price for the 4th. Next month, currently going for 190. We bought them at 195, so we're not getting that much greater of a discount. So we'll leave them be for now. But still hanging on to those trades. On Apple, let's see. And yesterday these were trading for 235 when Apple was at, let's see, 193.30. So yeah, be expecting some volatility at around 3 o'clock with Powell speaking. I will be going live for that FOMC meeting at 2:30. What is my meta prediction? I don't know if meta is going to move as much as people expect. So that one, I don't think that I would want to take a trade for it. Because basically every single time that meta reports earnings, at least for the last few earnings, it's just gapped up, gapped down really bad. And I feel like the odds of that happening again here just are decreasing. The expected move for it is $26 in either direction, which is like 8%. So I feel like this one could actually trade flat, or close to flat for earnings. Looks like Tesla's down to 264.60. Right down to our support. That was a quick fall. 267 to 264 in 10 minutes. Oh, the power of Tesla. Yeah. That's all the trades I got for y'all today, and I will catch y'all at 2:30 later on today for Papa Powell speak. All right. See you then, everybody.